All right. Good morning. Sige. Um, so we are now on the second half of the semester. Good morning. Yes, good morning, Wala. So we are now in the second half of the semester. No, so we were done with the midterms. So we only have two modules left, which is a 3.1 and 3.2. 3.1 and 3.2. Yes, 3.1 and 3.2. And then for 3.1, there will be two case studies, which I'll be uploading soon for this week. And then project specs. So yun yung discuss natin today. Oops. So let me, first things first, in our agenda for the day. So let me go through the project specs. Share screen. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen.
Nakikita po, sir.
Okay. So for your main project for this class, it's to provide a response to a request for proposal. So how this works, okay? Usually companies will send out this document, the request for proposal, to different IT consulting firms or IT vendors. Okay, so even us in SAP receive these documents. So basically, the company who will be buying the software or will be procuring the service will be asking for your proposal. Okay, so ito yung magiging this will be their project for this semester. Okay, so here there are different areas, okay, in this document. Okay, so there are some the purpose of RFP, some disclaimers, some conditions. Okay, uh, you will also need to provide the costing, the architect, the hardware and the software needed to basically comply to the request for proposal. Okay, so the client here is LTO. Okay, of course this was an old RFP from LTO, so we just basically edited it and reused it for academic purposes. Okay, so there's a background on LTO and list of specifications. Okay, the list of exact requirements that they are asking. Okay, so from the portal itself, from all the systems that they need to run the LTO are indicated here. Okay, so let's proceed with the proposal guidelines so that kayo na bahala magbasa ng lahat ng to. Okay, ito muna, RFP procedure. Okay, so please read the document completely. If there are any clarifications, you can send them out. You can, of course, message me about your questions. No? So we'll do the same thing. Submission will be on Canvas, and there will be a presentation or defense of this proposal. Okay, so the defense will happen on the week of December 13th. Okay, which is relatively, I think, just before the finals week. Okay, so before or within the finals week. So I'm not sure. So within those weeks. So there will be a defense. Okay, so you will present your proposal live to a panel of basically, and then they will be asking questions. And then of course you're there to respond to them. Okay, so it's like an actual process of submitting a proposal. So you submit the documents and then you present them to the customers or to a panel of judges, if you could call it. Okay, so background, specifications of each requirement, and so on, blah, blah, blah. Kayo na bahala dito. Proposal guidelines. So you need to submit an executive summary of no more than 1 page long, single-spaced. Okay, a profile of your company. Since you are standing as an IT company or an IT vendor, you need to provide a profile for your organization, who you are, You can also come up with relevant experience. What have you done as an organization to other companies before, so on. Okay. The recommended hardware, the recommended software, if there's any additional infrastructure needed. Okay. If you want to go cloud, you have to identify what offerings or services the customer need to avail. Okay, and quantity if possible. Okay, and manpower needed. Okay, and then the financials, of course, you have to research how much are those applications and services and hardware. Okay, so you can use those as an estimate for the financials. Okay, so ano lang to, it's very straightforward, no? Just look up, look out there, search for the prices of these applications, or maybe provide an estimate based on what you've researched, cite them, and then use it as a basis for costing. Okay? Ganun lang siya. Costing lang, we don't need to get, we need, don't need, you don't need to propose or provide, let's say, a, what you call this, ROI, return on investment. So no need, just provide the costing for this, for your proposal. Okay? And then if you can also add more documents for the appendix in case you need more supporting documents. That's really up to you. This is more of a free form submission. Okay. So that's it. That's the structure of the proposal. Again, you will be defending your proposal on the week of December 13th. Okay. So we haven't laid down the specifics yet on how much time you have, but it will, of course, it will be done by. So yun. So any questions so far with the project? This is done by group, by the way, not individual. Any questions? Is there time limit? So we haven't discussed it yet. So before, when we used to do this class face to face, ano yun? There's a 1 hour slot per group. So ganun siya. So we sit down on one room, at least we sit down on one room for the entire day. Magre-present lang ng group sa amin. Okay? So what happens here is that there will be a sign-up sheets that will be provided. Okay? There will be sign-up sheets that will be provided maybe on December, on the first week of December, and then you will basically just sign up which slot would you like to take for your defense. Okay. Any other questions? This is your major proposal, major project, which is I can't. Yeah. Nahalangan ng Zoom toolbar yung ano eh. Oops, di pala nakalagin. Will we need visual aid for the presentation? What do you mean, like presentation slides? Yes, of course. You have to. So it's like an actual presentation. So you really have to come up with a slide deck, and then present it to the panel. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. The canvas. Can you see my canvas page? Okay, so that will be the 40% component of um your grade. Okay. Any questions with the project? Any questions? Okay. If wala naman, of course, you're very free to ask questions in the future. So I haven't uploaded it. I haven't posted this yet on Canvas, but let me do that today so that you can now see the specifications of the project. Okay. So that's the first thing that I would like to discuss today. Second is for the succeeding modules. Okay. So module 3.1 talks about implementation of information systems. Okay, so developing and sorry, designing, developing, and implementing them as a project. Okay, so in that case, there will be just two more videos. Okay, for 3.1. I'll just post it as asynchronous material as well. But there are two case studies as well, one for each video. Okay, so pakita ko na sa inyo yung previous page. Okay, so not sure if you can see my screen. This was the previous this is Moodle, the one we're using before Canvas. Okay, so we will now be discussing the IT project management and ethics. Okay, so first module is about system analysis, design, development, and project management. Okay, so analysis is when you actually go down and get the requirements, analyze the process, what needs to be fixed, what will be your um, what is the current process versus your proposed process, and so on. Okay, and then development is when you actually develop those applications, or you actually buy the applications. So you need to decide as well whether to develop or to buy. And then when you implement that, it's being implemented in a form of a project. Okay, so you have project timeline, you have success measures. How do you actually deliver those IT projects into and materialize them? Okay, basically, so that a company can use it. So we have two videos. Okay, one for systems analysis and design, and the other one is for project management. And there are two case studies. These are easier case studies than the first one. Okay, yeah. So these are two easier case studies than the first one. If I open one here, ayan lang siya. 2 pages. So there's a brief of text, okay, on the case study, and then there are 4 questions that you need to answer. Okay, ganun lang siya. So actually, the first case study that you did, okay, the insure co is closer to the project rather than these two case studies. Okay, so ganun yung level niya. So you have these texts, then you have these questions. So the same way, answer these questions in the context of the case study. Okay, so um, you don't really have to jump on another topic, okay, or on other case studies unless you're asked to. Okay, so that's for SAD, Systems Analysis and Design. And for project management, here's the case study, which is about JetBlue and WestJet. Okay, so there are two um, philosophies, I would say, or two areas on project management and how they implemented their IT systems. So you need to compare the those two here. Okay, so yeah. So you might be wondering, why do we need to study these two things? Okay, so systems analysis and design um, would be your major, or what we usually call the junior thesis project. Okay, so on your third year, you will be asked to perform SAD, systems analysis and design, for an actual client. Okay, I'm not sure how it's set up now with the online learning, but who knows? Maybe in 2 years, we're all back on face-to-face classes, no? Hopefully. So yun, so systems analysis and design is actually your junior thesis for MI students, where you look for an actual client and perform the analysis, requirements gathering, analysis, and design the system. Okay. On your fourth year, your capstone project would be more of a project management, where you actually um, gather all these a lot of documents, say similar to SAD, but more extensive in a way that you have to propose return on investment, costing, and everything. Okay, so kung ito, SAD is really more on the technology side. Okay, like how is the system designed? Is it user friendly? Um, what are the use cases that you worked on? this one is SAD plus why do we need to implement this project? Okay, what's in it for the organization or for the company to implement this? So you also need to look for a real client uh, to conduct your project management or your capstone project or your quote unquote thesis for MIS program. Okay. I'm not sure if that's the same case. If there are other options aside from project management, I believe there are. But bahala na kayo dun in the next 3 years, okay, of your MIS life. Okay. So yun. So basically, after this, okay, we will proceed with some more topics on ethics, privacy, and security. I will be uploading some videos as well for you to think of. Okay. So these are more of additional um information already, but there's no quiz here, there's no case study here, but this is still included in the finals exam. Okay, so the coverage for finals exam would be um so nag-end tayo with 2.1, no? So that would be 2.2, module 2.2, 3.1, and 3.2. Okay? I'm just using the Moodle, no? The previous learning management system that we're using before Canvas, but basically it's the same thing. Okay. So yeah, those three modules or sub modules will be the coverage of the final exam. Right? Any questions so far? So while you're probably thinking of questions, I will upload these two materials, or probably I will actually upload all of them already since the ethics part naman is uh already what do you call this? Asynchronous naman talaga siya. So I'll upload all of these modules already on Canvas within this week. Okay. The case studies will be due on weeks after the reading break or the academic break. Okay. I'm thinking of having them on 12 and 19. Okay. So is staggered lang para you're not doing so many things. Okay. And then the rest of the weeks, so the week of November 22, 29, December 6, and 13, that will be your time to work on your final project. Okay. Will the groups be the same as our case study groups? Yes. So you retain your same the same grouping. Okay. Uh, here you what whichever your group now, you know, until the end of the class. When is the final exam? I'm not very sure. Probably refer to the academic calendar just to be exact. I don't have it with me yet. Okay. So just check the academic calendar kung kailan yung actual exam. So even I will be basing on the academic calendar. All right. Any questions so far? Any questions? So yun lang, no? Hindi pa updated yung timeline natin with on the Canvas page. Okay. So I will update the course summary here for the rest of the deliverables, including the two remaining case studies and the project. So wala nang individual quizzes. Or maybe I probably give one last individual quiz. Just to, you know, additional points for the for everyone. Okay. Any questions? Any questions?
None right now, sir.
Okay. Um, sige. Third thing, okay? Third thing is your midterm mark. Okay, so today I will be submitting your midterm remark, which means that what's your current status or basic current grade in class, no? As of this point. The coverage would be all the things that have been graded already. So that means the quizzes and the midterm exams. So hindi ko pa tapos i-grade yung case study. That's why I won't include it yet on the midterm remark. Now, for those who haven't had their midterm set due to due to whatever reason, okay. So that means hindi pa kasama si midterm exam dun sa midterm standing na submit ko. Okay, so let's say if so quizzes and midterms only. So I have a component for the 10% and the 15%. So that means the grade that you will be seeing on ISIS, I believe, I'm not sure, send you advisory marks. Uh, that is 25% standing. Okay. So the total grade, okay, plus all the zeros, okay, divided by 25%, then you get the standing. So basically what's already included on your canvas. So that's how Canvas actually computes the current standing. I just can't click on grades because it will show up all of your grades here. But whatever is your standing on Canvas, okay, that will be uploaded as an advisory remark. Okay. So yun. To answer the question, where can we see the advisory remarks? I'm not sure as well. Before they send out physical like paper cards, paper um grading cards no to your homes. If I remember correctly, last year or for the previous years, they send out a link to parents, okay, so that they can have access to your advisory marks. If I remember correctly, I'm not certain about that. So probably ask your other classmates or other batchmates on advisory marks on how you will receive this. Okay. Just remember the advisory remark. Okay, if you have done quizzes and the midterm exam, that will be 25% only of your grade. If you haven't answered the midterm exam yet for any reason, okay, that means the grade that you'll be having is only 10% of your grade. Okay, so ganun lang siya. Okay, no case studies yet because I haven't finished. I'm not done checking your Insurco submissions yet. Okay, yun lang. So three things for today. First is the project. Second is the plan for the plan for the remaining days of the semester. Okay. Third one is the advisory remark. The the yeah, basic advisory remark. Okay. Or the midterm remark for your class. Midterm standing for your class. Any questions? Finals exam when? Please consult with the academic calendar. Okay. Um, I'm not particular with exact dates yet. Hindi ko sure kung kailan. Okay. If there are any questions? Will we have synchronous sessions on Wednesday and Friday? I will leave the Wednesday as a free day again. And on Friday, let's just convene again in case you have questions on um the asynchronous materials. Okay? Sounds like a plan. Diba? Lumag ng class, no? Okay? So Wednesday we won't be having any synchronous sessions. Friday, same thing. Same what as how we're doing today, no? Let's just get back together and if you have any questions or clarifications regarding the lesson itself, the content, um, the deliverables, then let's discuss on Friday. Now for the next weeks, since mostly synchronous materials na, and also the projects, so we will spend the Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays mostly for consultations. So if you want to consult as a group for your case studies, for your project, yun na lang naman your remaining deliverables, then we can use the class time for that. So I'll just put up maybe a sign up sheet for consultation sessions. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Any other questions? Okay. I don't see questions anymore from the chat. Wala din nag-unmute ng microphones. Okay, so I guess that's it for today. Yun lang. So I will upload all the materials needed. Just please go through them. I might just give one more quiz so that you can, ramp up your points for the 10% grade of your class, because the rest of the activities for the half of the sem are all by groups. No? So, yun lang. So, just to give you more chances to earn more points for the class. And then that's it. We end with a um, final exam. Okay. After the sharing dates. I'm not sure if it's after or before. So we'll just end with the final exam and the final defense for the project, and we're done for the semester. Okay. We're done with the first sem. All right. No other questions? Wala nang tanong? Okay. So kung wala nang tanong, that's it for today's session. Okay. I will all see you on Friday. Okay. It may be our, depende naman, no? I don't see it as our last synchronous session, but in case something comes up in the future, I'll just announce it that we're gonna have a class on whatever. But nonetheless, or besides that, the remaining weeks will be spent for consultations. Okay. So if there are no questions, I will see you around, quote unquote, around on Discord server or on emails. And have a good day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Let
Thank you so
the
much,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.